Hi, I'm Lorraine. Welcome to the District Yoga. Today's practice is going to be really all around a breathing practice. So, we're going to utilize a breathing technique called Kipalbhati or breath of fire. Throughout the practice, we're going to start with one so that you know what it is and get the foundations of it. But we're going to use it throughout this flow, throughout different shapes to really build the heat internally and ultimately help our digestive system, help our respiratory system. This practice is really beneficial in many ways. So we're just going to start with the breath practice, just so you're aware of it. If you've never done it before, really it is a breath practice where you're focusing on the exhale. The inhale is going to kind of happen passively and naturally because we're focusing on really a rapid exhale. So I'll show you really quickly just to gently demo what it looks like, but we're going to start off with that practice so you know what it is and we can use it throughout this flow. So it's going to sound like a simulated sneeze. So it's kind of sounding like you're going to sneeze. I'll do a couple rounds for you here. So if you heard that, right, you're really hearing the exhale. You're not really hearing anything of the inhale. It does happen. It is passive, but it's happening right in between those snaps of rapid exhalations. You also notice that your belly, your abdomen might snap in and out when you're utilizing this. And again, that's just nice for the digestive system to help process some things and nice for the muscles of the abdomen. So let's go ahead and jump into a practice of Kapalabhati or breath of fire here. Find a comfortable seat. You can either come to seated on your shins or just a nice comfortable cross-legged seat. And we're going to add in the arms just so you can kind of get the effect of the exhale. So take a big breath and reach up. On the exhale, just slowly bring the arms down, bend at the elbows, and bring the fist into a nice little fist, the fingers into a fist here. So we're going to pick up that pace. Take a huge breath in first to start. Exhale that out. On the inhale, reach up. And then we're going to start this out. So we're going to pick up the pace right away. So exhale out the nose. Go. Keep it flowing. So you're reaching up and breathing out as you pull the arms down. Beautiful. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands down to the knees. Take a couple breaths, maybe a huge breath in. Maybe let the eyes close and stay here for a couple moments. So if you're not used to doing a breath of fire practice, or if that was your first time, it might have felt awkward. That's okay. But I want you to just notice that we created some energy through our body with that breath, right? We created some circulation, so you should feel a little bit warmer. This practice, you'll definitely feel that fire as we move throughout different shapes utilizing that breath. So if you need to do it again, feel free to pause and do it again. Otherwise, we're going to jump right into a quick little flow utilizing that breath of fire. So go ahead and make your way into a downward facing dog, coming through tabletop position, tucking those toes, and gently as you need, coming into your first downward facing dog. Maybe it's the first one of the day. Go ahead and pedal the feet. Go ahead and shake the head out. Whatever you need in this first one, move in any organic movement. Maybe again, taking that awareness with you as we just started out that breath practice. Maybe the body's just a little tad warmer than, say, a traditional day where you weren't doing a breath of fire practice. Feel this out. 5 more rounds of breath. And then we're just going to get moving here. So if you're with me, press that chest back. Spine gets long. On the exhale, slowly step or hop top of the mat. Find yourself in a wide-legged standing forward fold. You could bend the knees. You can grab opposite elbows. Just stay here for 3. Beautiful. Using the breath for 2.
Last one. If you're with me, start to release the hands. If you have opposite elbows, come to a half flat back. Inhale, lots of length through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold back in. On the inhale, stand up. Let's reach up tall. The hands are going to come to the heart space as you breathe out. Find that mountain pose. Stay here, breathe. And then from here, we're just going to step the left foot back. So step the left foot to the back of your mat, turn to the side or the left side edge of your mat. We're going to kick the heels out towards about a 45-degree angle here. So we're going to come into our first Kipalbhati flow. So we're going to use that breath of fire in this flow. Feet are about 45 degrees. We're going to go slow this first round. We're not going to use the breath of fire first round, just so you can get a glimpse of the poses. And we're going to come into start to bend the left knee skater pose. So a bend through the left knee, feet are still 45 on each side. The left arm's going to reach out towards the left side, a little bend through the right elbow, and that right hand coming towards that chest. So this is called skater pose. We'll touch into this. We'll call it our skater flow here. So on the exhale, we're going to come to each shape, right? So it's going to be pretty quick when we pick up the pace. So we'll first come to the left side skater. And then pivot towards the right side, bend that right knee, right arm towards the right side skater, still on the exhale. On the next exhale, straighten the legs, left arm drops to the side, right arm comes up towards the side, up and overhead. And then switch that out, right hand drops, left arm up and overhead. On the next inhale, we're going to take a big breath in and open up the arms wide. So bend through the elbows, a little opening through the chest, maybe a little gaze up towards the sky. And then we're going to repeat that. So we'll come back to the exhale through skater, skater, side bend, big, massive inhale to open the chest. So that's going to be our flow. Again, you might need a couple of rounds to get used to it. That's absolutely okay. We're going to flow through it for about 90 seconds. So I'll get that, about 30 seconds. I'll get that started here. So we're going to start in that skater. First round, we'll go a little bit slower. Exhale through the nose. Exhale to the opposite side. Straighten the legs, right arm up and overhead. Side stretch. Side stretch to the opposite. Massive inhale, open the chest. Stay here, exhale. Massive breath in. We're going to pick up that pace. Exhale, I'm going to just use the breath here. So big inhale. Starting again, skater. Picking it up. Last one. Stay here. Beautiful. From here, just bring the hands to the hips. We did about 60 seconds there. Go ahead and turn the left toes towards the top of your mat. Find yourself top of your mat. Just take a couple moments to notice. Again, maybe some energy through that chest, the heart beating a little faster, maybe some warmth. Let's get a couple warm-up A's. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. First one today, plank pose. Right away, lower down slow all the way to the belly. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart, find cobra. Exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. Reset. Take a huge breath in. Big breath out. Just 2 rounds like that. Warm up A. We'll take out the prayer at the top. Press the chest back. Step, hop, or float, top of the mat. Inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, bow in. Stand up, reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold, dive back in. Inhale, half lift, get long. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, jump back, float back, find your vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, lift back to downward facing dog. Massive breath in. Full breath out. Press the chest back. Step or hop top of the mat. Last round of these, half lift. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, reach up. Beautiful forward fold. Dive back into those legs. Inhale, length. Exhale, plant that hand. Step, hop, or float it. You lower slow. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Come back and stay here. Massive breath in. Full breath out. We're going to come back to that skater flow with a breath of fire. So another opportunity to try that out. Press the chest back. Step, hop, or float top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow in. Inhale, reach it up tall. Hands to the heart space as you breathe out. Yes. Again, step that left foot back. Come into that wide-legged stance. We'll go ahead and kick the heels in towards each other, 45 degrees of the feet. So both feet are at about 45-degree angle, pointing out towards the corner edges of your mat. Again, we're going to come into that skater, so I'm not going to be cueing very much because I'll be doing the breath of fire with you, but if you get lost, just look up. Well, again, do it for about 60 seconds, so 60 seconds of this breath flow. When you're ready, skater on the left. Massive breath in. Yes, you can. Keep it going. Last couple rounds. Last one here. Massive inhale. Stay here. Breathe it out. From here, inhale, reach the arms up, turn the toes in if not already. Exhale, fold in Prasarita this time. Bow into this wide-legged standing forward fold. And then again, just notice that heart rate ticking up. Notice the body a bit warmer. Maybe some energy created. Last couple breaths. We just have a little bit more. So that will be our last skater flow today. I learned that one from my teacher, Tiffany Cruikshank, an amazing instructor. If you've never heard of her, founder of yoga medicine, find her. Such a huge inspiration to everything that I'm doing here. On an inhale, find a half flat back. Exhale, fold back in. Let's crawl towards the right toes. Pivot towards the top of your mat. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bow it in. Bend the knees to 90. Come into a chair pose, Utkatasana. We're only going to get 2 today, so stay into your chair. Sink into the feet. Toes can lift if you'd like. Shift the shins back if you can't see the tippy toes. Breathe here. Engagement through the legs. We're going to add that Kipalbhati, that breath of fire here. We're going to add, if you want to add to that, we're going to add a pulse. So you could either stay and just do Kipalbhati, or you can pulse in your chair. I'm going to pulse, so if you're with me, we're going to do about, again, let's do about 30 seconds here. We'll time this one. Breathe in, stay here, breathe out. So if you want to pulse, let's start it now. Breath of fire. 30 seconds. Yes, you can. Almost halfway. If you were pulsing and you still want to stop pulsing, you can. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, hands to the heart space as you breathe out. Settle in, maybe eyes close. Feel the energy of your heart. Feel the warmth,
the heat, the fire that you're creating. Let's get a couple shapes in. If you're with me, let's go and shift onto the left foot here. Actually, let's shift onto the right. Right foot stays. Left knee's going to lift up into the chest. So lift that left knee up and in. Reach the arms up on an inhale. Stay here. Just feel this in your body. A little balance. A little activation through that core center. Take a huge inhale. On the exhale, send that left leg back. Arms come down the ribs. Find that warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Notice that left leg super long. The left heel pressing as if you're pressing it onto the back wall behind you. And we're just breathing. You could have a micro bend in that bottom right knee if you needed it. Warrior 3. Beautiful. Breathe. We're going to add a little pulse here. And again, we're going to use that breath of fire. If you fall, come back to meet us. So we're going to add the pulse of that back leg. Again, it might be a bit slow because we're going to use it with the breath. Again, if you fall, come back to meet us. So we're just going to do probably about 15, 20 seconds here. So just start to pulse up and down using that breath of fire. So starting when you're ready. Starting to feel that in that right leg. 5, 3, and 1. Bend through the bottom knee. Let's come to crescent lunge. Arms rise. Reach up. That right leg burning probably. Check into that. Breathe into that right leg. Root down through that right foot. Let that sensation just dissipate. Just move away from the area that it was just at. The sensation slowly gets less and less. Take a couple massive breaths. Beautiful. On an inhale, reach up tall. On the exhale, warrior 2, back foot dials open and flat. It's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Nice bend through that front right knee, arms wide. Breath steady. Notice the body. My body's definitely heating up here. Breathe here. That's definitely the intention, creating that energy, that heat. If you're with me, last couple breaths, warrior 2, we're just coming back to the breath, stabilizing that heart. We'll get one more shape with that breath of fire here. So straighten that front right leg, turn the right toes in, kick the heels in towards each other. This time come to goddess pose. Legs similar to that skater pose. Hands heart center. Take a couple breaths. I'm going to give you a few options. Hands can stay at the heart. If you need a little more support, hands can come to the knees. And again, we're going to come into that breath of fire here. So you decide where the hands feel appropriate. I'm probably going to come to heart center. And I'm going to add that pulse. Again, just like the chair, if you want to add the pulse, you can. We're just going to get into those inner thighs here with that breath of fire. Take a huge breath in. Massive breath out. Beautiful. Breathe in. Breath of fire. Last 5, 2, and 1. Lower into that goddess. Straighten the legs. Turn the toes in. Reach up. Inhale. Prasarita. Fold into those legs. Whew. Breathe it here. Ha, ha, ha. Head hanging heavy. Just 3 breaths. All right, we just have all of that on the other side. So we're just going to crawl towards the left toes, pivot towards the back of your mat, step forward, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow in. Chair pose, squat low. And again, this is our second chair of the class. It'll be our last one of the class too. We're going to add that Kipalbhati, that breath of fire. Again, you could add the pulse if you wanted to. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful. Massive breath in to start. Kipalbhati. Halfway there. Yes, you can. Last 5. Breathe in chair pose. Stand up, hands to the heart space. Let that just kind of dissipate from the legs. Stay rooted through the feet. Lifted through the upper body. Couple breaths. And if you're with me, we'll start to press into that left foot this time. Bring that right knee in towards the chest. Find your balance first. Take a couple moments. My hands came down by my side body, but you could keep them in prayer or even reach them up if that felt right for you. Take a couple breaths. Again, reach up on the inhale. Exhale, send that right leg back. Find that third warrior, arms down the ribs, lightning. You could bring the hands to the heart space if that felt right. If you need any more assistance, you could always have a block underneath the hands. That's always an option. Breathe here. Find that flexion through that back right foot, activation through that back right leg. We're going to add that breath of fire. Again, if you fall, just come back to meet us. Take a huge breath in. Breathe it out. Breathe in first. Breath of fire. Maybe pulse. Feeling that left leg working. Core engaged. Last 5. Last inhale. Bend through the bottom left knee. Come to crescent lunge. This should feel good. Whoo! A little relief for that left leg. Breathe. Let that just kind of melt away. Stay with it. Working up a sweat, right? Really, it's just our breath allowing our bodies to heat up. Take one more big inhale. Reach up. Exhale, warrior 2, open that out. Find that second warrior. Breathe, strong and steady, just a couple breaths. And you're almost there. You just have this last bit of push in this last series with that breath of fire. When you're ready, start to straighten that left leg. Turn the left toes in. Kick the heels in towards each other and make your way to goddess pose. Hands to the heart. Stay here. Breathe. Let those inner thighs feel this activation. And then again, we're going to add this breath of fire. So you decide, you pulse if you want. You can bring the hands to the knees if you want. Take a huge breath in. Let that go. Breath in to start. Breath of fire. Keep it going. Yes, you can. Feel that burn. Last 10. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the legs. Turn the toes in. Reach up on a big inhale. Prasarita, forward dive into those legs. Whoo! Stay and breathe. Ha ha ha. If you don't feel energized, I know I do. That breath of fire definitely does something inside of me. Like a little ignition. Take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold back in. Let's crawl towards the right toes. Pivot towards the front of your mat. Step that left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, let's stand up, reach up tall. Bring the hands through the heart space and then just come to mountain pose. Hands by your side body. Tadasana. Settle through the feet. Root down as if they were roots of a tree. The upper body, the limbs and the branches of your tree growing outward towards the sun. And that internal energy, that fire that you've created, hopefully can bring you into the rest of your day. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I hope you leave feeling a little more light and free. Namaste.